Coming up on today's show, we speak to the families who have lost loved ones in the Philippines. Police investigate a suspected arson attack on a caravan site in Salford, and runners pick up their glow sticks and run in the dark at Salford Quays. Good afternoon and welcome to Quays TV News. I'm Sophie Whitfield. Typhoon Haiyan, one of the most powerful storms ever recorded on land, has affected millions of people in the Philippines. But its effects have been felt here too in Greater Manchester, where many Filipinos are desperately waiting for news from home. Tiffany Sweeney reports.
Hundreds of thousands of men, women and children in the Philippines are now homeless without clean water or food in wake of the traumatic natural disaster.
Within Manchester, there are pockets of Filipino communities who are merging together as their loved ones are being affected by the ongoing devastation that is Typhoon Haiyan.
Most of the diseases that it can catch now is diarrhea because of water, colds, fever, and maybe typhoid fever because of the dirty water. So that's the most at the moment.
The British Association of Manchester have also been and will continue to collect donations throughout the month from Eccles, Oldham and Salford.
The thing is, everything is cut off, so it's very sad when we don't know anything about the whereabouts. I had a good news then, so that's kind of a big relief. Last night I had a text over Facebook that, "Auntie, don't worry, they are now safe. They are now in Bye Bye Leyte, they are safe now." You know, you still cry when you know that they are fine, you know, because it's, you know, hallelujah, they are fine, Lord, help, God helps, you know.
The association hopes the support from Manchester and around the world will save the lives of those who need help fast. Tiffany Sweeney, Quays TV News.
A blaze that destroyed a caravan in Salford may have been a targeted attack, say the police. Firefighters were called to the site on Gloucester Street near Salford Precinct yesterday afternoon. Smoke from the burning caravan and a nearby stack of tyres could be seen from miles around, and police say the cause of the fire is unknown, but they suspect arson. Investigations are continuing. Manchester had a royal visit yesterday. The Queen and the Duke of Edinburgh opened the headquarters of the cooperative group. The Royal staff based at the site. The new building is the centrepiece of an £800 million generation scheme close to Victoria Station. The co-op says the scheme will bring huge opportunities to Manchester.
Opportunity for Manchester to develop to the north side of the city with quite an eclectic mix of residential, office, retail buildings. Truly a new area for Manchester and a great opportunity for both jobs and to improve the local environment. We're absolutely delighted that Her Majesty the Queen has officially opened One Angel Square in this important week for us, where this building has actually been recognised as the most environmentally friendly building in the world.
Staying with regeneration, that was the subject of a big debate last night here in Salford. The meeting at the Black Lion Club in the Salford tackled the question of who benefits most from regeneration and its impact on local people. The panel included campaigners, journalists and academics specialising in urban regeneration. The nights are drawing in, the temperature's dropping and a tough time for those who are living on the streets. Volunteers from One Homeless Project are trying to raise awareness of the problem by inviting people to spend the night sleeping rough. Our reporter Sophie Dawson joined them.
Cold, hungry and tired. This is Manchester's homeless. Homeless figures have soared in the last year alone, with an increase of almost 10% across Greater Manchester. The worst hit area is Stockport, with a 42% increase in just 1 year. So it would seem that homelessness is one of the few growing businesses during this unemployment recession. Joining the city's homeless tonight are volunteers and fundraisers taking part in the big Sleepout organised by the Booth Centre. As the evening of the Sleepout commences, nighttime begins to fall, and so does the temperature.
More than 200 volunteers have taken to the streets of Manchester in solidarity with the city's homeless. The event hopes to raise awareness of the hardships of the homeless in Manchester and give just that small insight into what life must be like on the streets.
Manchester's homelessness services support some of the most vulnerable citizens across Manchester. The Booth Centre is just one of these services.
Unfortunately, it's a big problem and it's a growing problem. The number of people on any one night sleeping on the streets may be relatively small, perhaps 20 or 30 people, but if you multiply that over the year, you're talking about a lot of people, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
The night saw volunteers and the city's homeless rubbing shoulders with one another as they shared memories of their time spent on the streets.
They placed me in a hostel, which was great, until one night some guy attacked another one with a meat cleaver. And, still to this day I can smell the blood as we were cleaning it off the walls.
Just 2 months ago, Risha and Fee Lancaster lost their brother to the streets.
He had a bit of a breakdown, which led into him getting a diagnosis of schizophrenia. He got sectioned and his girlfriend and his daughter left. He ended up on the streets, basically, and then he took an overdose and he died.
The Sleepout managed to raise a total of £38,000, £16,000 more than last year. All funds raised will help the Booth Centre move to their new home at Edward Colt House, where they will continue to battle the hardships faced by the city's homeless. This is Sophie Dawson, reporting for Quays TV News, Manchester.
And now joining us in the studio is our reporter Sophie Dawson. So what was it like?
Gosh, just watching it back just brings back all those emotions that I felt on the evening. And I guess the main key thing that I learnt was just spend that little bit of time with a homeless person as you walk past them on the streets. That fraction of a moment that you spend with them might be their only human interaction of the week. Buy them a Greggs sandwich, buy them a coffee, and it's just giving them that interaction that's going to really make their lives different. It was ridiculously emotional and heartbreaking across the whole evening.
It sounds like such an emotional experience, and thank you for sharing it with us
thank
today.
You. Thanks very much, Sophie.
Now, anti-fracking protesters have set up camp on Barton Moss, where test drilling for shale gas is due to start in the next few weeks. The camps have been set up on the 2-acre site just off Liverpool Road. The iGas company want to begin exploratory drilling rigs are expected to arrive over the next few days. Protesters who claim that fracking damages the environment say they will keep members of the public informed using a text messaging service. Students and healthy lifestyles, not phrasing you normally hear together. However, a new expo at university this week is aiming to change that. Joan Cochran went along to check it out.
This week, the University of Salford introduced its first of 3 healthy living events. The Healthy Lifestyle Expo showcases a variety of activities and workshops. We caught up with Amanda Rigby, manager of the event, to find out what it's all about.
Part of the Healthy Lifestyles team remit is to promote health to students. And students can think about their health in different ways. So we have a range of things here today, so students can get involved in activities around well-being so that they can start to think about their emotional health. So we've got cookery courses. We've also got sport and activities, so keeping fit and active is important. So the Sports Centre have been here today. And we've had physical health here, so students can get advice about alcohol levels, breast and testicular cancer, smoking cessation, and we've had a mocktail bar so students can try alcohol-free cocktails, and also massages so that students can have Indian head massages, reflexology and back massages.
There's still time to get involved, as Salford Advantage will host an Alcohol Awareness Week on the 18th of November, followed by the Student MasterChef competition on the 20th of November. I'm Joan Cochran for Quays TV.
And here's somebody who enjoys a healthy lifestyle. It's Kate Emery with the entertainment.
I wish I was healthy, Sophie. Now today, of course, we start with Children in Need. Just outside on the Media City UK Piazza, they are aiming for a record-breaking conga line. It's a group of people dressed in yellow ponchos dancing around as Pudsey the Bear, so go and join in. You know Christmas is on the way when Manchester's famous Christmas market opens. With more than 300 stalls, the market celebrates its 15th year in the city. The main event takes place at Albert Square, but there will be stalls in 8 other central locations. Let's go to our regular film review now with Will Carlisle. You've been floating in space this week, Will.
Well, it's pretty much the next best thing, because I saw Gravity this week in 3D. Gravity is a space psychological thriller with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney, who are astronauts doing a spacewalk, and they're left adrift after an accident destroys their shuttle. It's directed by Joan Cochran, who who's probably most famous for directing Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And he's constructed a fantastic movie here. It's a movie that's able to take pretty much every emotion you're capable of having and just dragging it out and really making you forcefully feel the emotions that the main characters do.
I know, I went to see it last night and at the end of it I felt like really drained.
Yeah, that's the word. It's a draining movie, emotionally draining. And it's such a simple premise, but it works so well because it's just fantastic filmmaking. The cinematography and the score and the direction is breathtaking. There's no hyperbole here. It's a fantastic looking movie. But as a film, it's flawed. There's a few structural and script problems. The ethnic minority character dies first. There's a lot of cliches. The main character's got a tragic backstory. But it's mainly there as an experience, and it's an experience that is, believe it or not, better in 3D.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Will. Now, exciting news for Coronation Street fans when the new site opens here at Media City UK. Fans will be able to visit the old site. Lucinda Parker has more.
Street fans, listen up, as your chance to walk on the famous cobbles might just be around the corner. Producers have decided to open up the old site to the general public while filming moves on to a new location. This one right behind me here at Media City UK. ITV have said that the new visitor attraction is set to open up for 6 months next spring. That's all from me today. Back to you, Kate, at the studio.
Media City UK had its own mobile light show the other night. Runners with LED armbands ran around the quays to raise money for a spinal charity. Carly Foster has more.
Thousands gathered at Media City to put on their trainers and take part in the Run in the Dark. The event was set up by Mark Pollock, who, after experiencing a paralysing incident himself, is raising money to find a cure for spinal cord injury.
It is my mission to find and connect those scientists, biologists, physiologists and people who work with robotics to try and find a cure for spinal cord injury, and Run in the Dark is the biggest funder of that project.
The run takes place in several locations around the UK, and this year is the first time it goes from Manchester.
People here at the starting line with their glowing armbands at the ready, all set to support the Mark Pollock Trust and the Wings for Life Foundation. People here from all ages, all daring and ready to go.
3, 2, 1,
Some runners ran 5k, others ran 10k, but all with the same aim, to support paralysed people like Mark in disregarding the impossible. This is Carly Foster reporting for Quays TV News.
That's all from me. Back to Sophie. Thanks, Kate. We're going to end with Children in Need, as the City of Salford Trampolining Club are in the middle of a 24-hour bouncing marathon to raise money for children in need. The marathon is taking place into Trafford Centre and will be on all day until 8 o'clock tonight.
It's just fun because the atmosphere, you know, and just the idea of staying over in the Trafford Centre when it's not meant to be open and raising money, you know, making a difference for someone else.
So the kids will be sort of going on now for 24 hours until 8 o'clock tomorrow night, and we're hoping maybe to raise sort of around £10,000.
Over to weather with Helen Rowe Wilcox.
Next wintery weather expected, with a cold weather front coming in from the north. Should remain dry throughout the day with sunny spells but increasingly cloudy. Winds staying light with highs of 8 degrees. Dull start to the morning with temperatures staying the same, but stronger winds will make it feel a lot cooler. It's going to stay rather cloudy over the weekend with outbreaks of rain, gradually clearing in the south on Sunday.
That's all for now. We'll be back next Friday at 1:30 p.m. on quaysnews.net. Join us next week on Tuesday and Wednesday for our Salford Media Festive specials, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.